Yes, the COP26, I do believe that's what it is. And the climate summit that was up there in Glasgow, Scotland, it's already been done and dusted, and everybody said their piece, and yeah, now they're all going to be flying back on their own private jets, okay? Now, Boris Johnson's going to be flying from Glasgow back to London on a private jet because, you know, that's just too far to just fucking travel by land, I guess. But when you think that, or when you make the bold claim, this is something that Boris Johnson actually said, and you can check this yourself. All climate change is man-made. All right. What about anything that's been documented prior to the existence of the Industrial Revolution, or any even like, or men walk the earth, like any of that stuff? No, it's all man-made. Okay, cool. I love how that misinformation tag only goes in one direction, but hey, they can say whatever fucking insane stuff they want and totally get away with it, okay? But yeah, hypocrites cleared to land. Glasgow Climate Conference draws 400 plus private jets. Of course they do. As 30,000 people flew into Glasgow, Scotland over the past 48 hours. This is just, yeah, everybody landing, by the way. But now they're going to be just, you know, refueling and turning back around and telling everybody else how to live their life, collect the taxes, and then just funnel them somewhere in order to pay for stopping the climate from getting warmer, even though previously in like the 70s it was getting too cold, I guess, for this lobby. But again, they don't need to be consistent. They just needed to tell you that there's a terror on the horizon. Yeah, elites chose to ignore the ample commercial services on offer and flew by private jet instead. Yeah, exactly. They'd have to wear a mask if they were going to be on a fucking public plane. Like, come on now. Local estimates say upwards of 400 aircrafts were used to ferry their human cargo in before taking off again, emptying and flying around 40 miles to find open space to park for the duration of the event. According to the Mail Online, at least 52 private jets landing at Glasgow, while estimates put the total number flying in and out of the conference at 400. Interesting. It went on to add conservative predictions suggest that the fleet of private jets arriving at the COP26 will blast out 13,000 tons of carbon dioxide in total, equivalent to the amount consumed by more than 1,600 Britons in a year. Yeah, but who knows how useless their lives are, okay? These are important people, okay? That's at least what they think. Amazon founder, Jeff Bezos was one of them. I'm surprised he didn't take his rocket there. His dick-shaped rocket, just like his dick-shaped head. He reportedly arrived in a $65 million Gulfstream. Nice. Hey, again, I'm not jealous of any of this stuff. Fuck, if I had my own private jet, that'd be dope as hell. But again, I wouldn't be stupid or hypocritical enough to go and tell everybody else how to live their life, okay? I'd just give you pointers so you could afford your own $65 million Gulfstream. Followed by dozens of others, all with passengers eager to discuss the global environment and the lasting damage claimed to be caused by those taking the flights around the planet. Yep. Prince Charles, this is a fucking brainlet take if I've ever seen it, but that's what happens when you have generations of inbreeding. He is believed to have winged in from the G20 meeting in Rome, where he appeared alongside Boris Johnson. Oh, they don't get to his take? Oh, he said that they need a military-style response to climate change. Like, okay, cool. It was thought he flew via RAF Bryce Norton, where he may have picked up the Duchess of Cornwall, sorry. Oh, was she out taking a walk and getting defleed? The Times reported, replicating that some of the trips taken by her son over the past few years as he tours the world to warn of impending climate doom. Yep. A Clarence House spokesman defended the prince's decision to fly to the climate conference. He said, "His Royal Highness has personally campaigned for the shift towards sustainable aviation fuel and would only undertake travel to Rome if he agreed to his sustainable fuel to be used on his plane." Cool. If he agreed to it but didn't use it, is it really a stance he's willing to stake his claim on? Whenever possible. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's whenever it's possible. But listen, how else are you supposed to get from a speaking engagement to Rome and to Glasgow in a reasonable amount of time? And recognizing the challenges of supply, the intention is that sustainable fuel will increasingly be a part of royal travel plans from now on. Sure, okay, whenever it's feasible, right? I don't care, but yeah, as you can see here, just big old motorcades in order to justify climate change talks. They're evil people, and they don't care about you. They just care about your money, and then making it everybody else's money, comrade. But Joe Biden, man, we talked about him a lot more. Well, more about his sleeping patterns in public, because that's what a normal leader of the free world does, right? Well, Joe Biden blames Russia and Saudi Arabia for not producing enough oil. Okay, it's starting to become very, very obvious as to what the game plan for Democrats are, okay? And I don't mean to shit on the... Yes, I do, actually. I rescind that remark. They don't want to ever fix a problem because they wouldn't have anything to bitch about, because Joe Biden literally created, okay? And I don't mean that like a 14-year-old high school girl. I mean actually 100% provably true. He literally created the energy crisis in North America by canceling the Keystone XL pipeline, getting rid of fracking on a federal land. He did that himself. He only has himself to blame, okay? Don't be blaming Russia. Don't be blaming Saudi Arabia. You have the oil, you have the natural resources within the confines of your own borders. You just don't want to get it. You just want to ship it and enrich your globalist friends out there in OPEC. President Joe Biden complained that Russia and Saudi Arabia were not producing enough oil to alleviate high gas prices in the United States. It's like one of your kids' friends saying that they have shitty lunches because you buy your kids Dunkaroos. These motherfuckers are so dim. Despite his administration's efforts to reduce domestic production. Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. I do think the idea that Russia and Saudi Arabia and other major producers are not going to pump more oil so people can have gasoline to get to and from work, for example, is not right. Take your own advice, stupid. On Saturday, the president urged energy-producing countries to the summit to boost oil production, to pressure OPEC nations to increase supply and reduce gas prices around the world. How would you just do it yourself? Oh no, that would be walking back one of your campaign promises that you actually did follow through on. Regrettably, of course. But yeah, how about other people that were out there at that stupid COP26? Greta Thunberg. Remember when she used to have the ear of all the globalist assholes that are out there? Yeah, she turned 18 and now she's become a little bit too salty for them. Oh my God, she's using strong language. We can't have her around there like a bunch of pearl clutching creeps. I don't know why that was so difficult to say. Whatever. Normally I'm just far more derogatory when I'm addressing her, I guess. Greta Thunberg rips leaders for whatever the fuck they're doing in there at the climate summit. Okay, I actually agree with her for once, okay? Well, that and her saying that, yeah, Joe Biden's just up there talking Build Back Better, blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe she's just starting to come around on all this stuff. Not really, though. Greta Thunberg criticized world leaders for not acting on so-called climate change in a tirade to fellow COP26 protesters on Monday. All right, according to the Daily Mail, government representatives have gathered in Glasgow to discuss green issues this week with Prime Minister Boris Johnson, using his opening address to compare the situation to James Bond. Oh my God! Talking to fellow boomers, you don't have to make catchy pop culture references. Hey guys, have you seen the new James Bond that just came out? It's a fucking trip now, isn't it? I don't care, and I'm probably not going to see it. Trying to defuse a doomsday device. Okay, maybe we should just send your unkempt ass to the moon, like Moonraker. U.S. President Joe Biden muttered something. Angela Merkel was wondering how she could further consolidate her power, and Emmanuel Macron was just listening to whatever his really old wife had to say, are among those gathering at the event in an attempt to foster international cooperation and more globalist horseshit. While speaking at a protest in Festival Park on the first day of the summit, Thunberg said heads of government were not doing everything they could to save the planet. I don't care. I really don't care. Here's my position on climate change. It happens. How much does man-made climate change have to affect the fucking world in whatever situation, whether it's getting hotter or colder or staying the same. I don't know. But if you want to try to clean up your backyard, meanwhile, India's just making the air cuttable, and you don't even need to mention China, but we'll get to them shortly because they got a spicy take. Like putting a drop of dish soap in a bathtub that's completely full of canola oil. Yeah, your one little sector will be fine, but this is supposedly supposed to be a big global problem. But the two biggest pollutants, yeah, they ain't doing fuck all about it, so I don't know what you're trying for, really. No more blah blah blah, no more whatever the fuck they're doing inside there. Fair enough. I agree, but for completely different reasons. Inside COP, they are just politicians and people in power pretending to take our future seriously. That's fair. Pretending to take the present seriously. Also fair. That's for true. Change is not going to come from inside there. Again, you're on target. This is not leadership. This is leadership. Okay, now you lost me. We say no more blah, blah, blah. No more exploitation of people and the planet, the young woman added. I wish you would have stopped a few sentences earlier. She arrived in Glasgow Sunday, traveling by train. Hey, at least she practices what she preaches. Or whatever her handlers gave her autistic ass in order to get there, and is scheduled to participate in 2 large protests in the city later during the week. Don't really care. What did China have to say on this one? Okay, Xi Jinping calls for stronger action on climate change. That's awesome, but makes no new commitments. That's typical. Leader Xi Jinping called for stronger action to deal with climate change on November 1st. Yeah, you stupid Americans, you guys just go ahead and you fucking worry yourself with all that shit. Well, you know what we're gonna do? Nothing fucking different, but thanks for cleaning up everything, so we'll have more places to just store our emissions. So that's cool. Oh, but yes, yeah, he called for stronger action on November 1st, days after submitting a revised plan to reduce carbon dioxide emissions that disproves many climate observers. Oh, that disappointed, many climate observers. I'm just so used to them being wrong on a consistent basis, where disprove is just right there. In a written statement to the United Nations Climate Change Conference, okay, Xi called on developed countries. Yeah, everybody else, you guys do something else. This is exactly what Joe Biden's doing. It's just the other side of the same coin. Developed countries not only to do more, but also provide support to help developing nations to do better. Do better. You know they always mean 100% sincerity whenever you see the phrase do better in a statement. He urged all nations to make plans based on their nation's circumstances. See, we're developing and we want to become the #1 superpower in the world, so our circumstances are different than America. You guys should just stop. You guys should definitely achieve that net neutral goal. If you guys say 2030, I don't think you have that long. You should probably make it 2025. You should stop working on literally everything, and you know what? Because our circumstances are different, we'll just pick up the slack and focus on actions according to a readout released on the website by Beijing's foreign ministry. Cool. Outside of the Biden administration, that's one administration that I believe in, actually less. Xi, who presides over the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, like a quarter of which comes specifically from China, was the only leader to address Glasgow summit in written form, though China's climate envoy Xi Jinping attended the event in person. Cool. I mean, not so much because the world is getting hotter. China is the world's largest user and producer of coal, a major source of emissions, not after scrubbers and clean coal, but whatever. But a recent power crunch, totally self-inflicted by the way, has led to the country's authorities to prioritize ensuring its energy supply. Yeah, just like Germany, okay, they, for whatever reason, okay, nothing's really been presented for evidence, but they decommissioned 2 nuclear reactors, and then once they realized, oh fuck, we spend more as the energy than we are produce, and all of a sudden they had to start firing up old fucking 1940s and 1950s era coal generating power facilities. A little bit fucking odd, don't you think? Oh, the world's getting hotter and we're emitting more carbon emissions than ever before. It's like, well, how about nuclear? No, we can't be doing that. Why is that? No. There's not enough money in that. Ahead of the summit, China formally submitted a long-awaited greenhouse emissions blueprint, which reaffirmed its existing goals but added no new commitments. Hey, you know what? If you're going to have a stance, you should at least back it up. And hey, looks like they are. In the plan, Beijing reiterated a goal announced by Xi in 2020 that carbon dioxide emissions would peak by 2030. Oh, don't worry, it won't go any higher by then. You guys, oh yeah, you guys are all aiming for net zero or whatever the fuck that really means. By 2030, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll just hit our peak then. It'll look like the world's totally not making a difference or anything. Just don't mind us, though. You guys take care of your own shit, right? Your own backyard. And reach net zero by 2060. And then by 2030, it'll be 2021, or I'm sorry, 2070, and then 2100, and then nobody's gonna remember the initial promise anyways. So just like vaccination rates, it also pledges to reduce carbon intensity per unit of gross domestic product by more than 65% from 2005 levels. I love disclaimers whenever we're trying to figure out the actual numbers. An increase of 5% from its 2016 plan. See, he's already kind of fudging the numbers. See, you can get away with that inside your own borders, but when people actually have access to the information, you're going to find it lacking. But he doesn't care about this. This is just out there to placate the idiots. Oh, see, China, is they have a plan and they're going to stick to it because I believe in communism. Cool. I would love for you to test out something, a plan in fact, and I would go ahead and recommend that you engrave the word plan on the side of a Glock, put it in your mouth, and taste test it out in fact. But I left off one specific country that was there because it makes me overwhelmingly furious, and yeah, we're going to have to talk about Canada next because Justin Trudeau is just wanting to kill this nation as quickly as possible, and I don't really know his end game. Okay, I can think about the most malicious take on it, but outside of that, you wouldn't think that he's that fucking stupid to try to kill off the nation, but maybe he is. Both interpretations of his intentions aren't charitable whatsoever, but if you're interested in that, once again, just a couple of minutes, I'll have it up, I promise. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.